We are finally back and better than ever. Thank you, everybody. I know it's been a few weeks. We, of course, had so many different incredibly awesome things going on for the last few weeks, and that's why we haven't been able to have Sports Night, obviously, with the trips to Disney, and I had my trip extended through college for my son and things like that. So we weren't able to go live for a couple weeks, but we are back and better than ever, and thank you, everybody, for being here. And we're going to have a fun topic tonight. We are going to sprinkle in some Disney talk at the end, but we are talking this week about the NFL because, of course, week one of the NFL was last week, and there was a lot going on, and we got a lot to talk about it. But before we get started, I want to say hi to my partner channel, Steve Swirl, for being here as usual. Steve, how are you, pal?
I'm doing wonderful, man. How are you? I missed you.
I missed you too, buddy. I'm glad you're doing well. I just let me say while I got you right now, it was an absolute honor spending time with you down at Disney. I know we haven't had a chance to talk on the live streams. You literally opened your doors to me and the family while we were down there, and you were just so generous and wonderful. And I just want to say it's our deep honor to know you, pal. So I'm glad you're here, and thank you again.
The feeling is completely mutual, man. I wouldn't have had it any other way.
Yeah, we had a great time. We really did, and we're just happy to be back here for Sports Night, though. And while we got a minute, let's do a little bit of mousekeeping really, really fast because we definitely want to go over a little bit of that. Dean over at the Live Place, theliveplace.com. Family-friendly streams throughout the week, whether it's Saturday through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You name the day, you're going to find at least one streamer, family-friendly stream going on over at theliveplace.com. You got to check out Dean over at the Live Place. He does great stuff. He also has on podcasting something called This Happy Place. So check that out as well. He does have some podcasts out there for that as well. And, of course, my partner channel, Steve, goes live on Monday nights with Monday Madness. And Wednesday nights, it'll fluctuate, but Wednesday nights with the Disney crew as well. And my other partner channel, Dan at Disney Dan with Disney Fiasco, who is following us. We are going at a special time tonight for him to accommodate Dan. He's going to go right after us at 8 o'clock. Be sure to check him out. I also want to say R. Johns is finally doing a live stream. Is he not, Steve?
He is tonight, actually.
Yep, tonight at 8:30, Richard is going to be streaming Fantasmic, his first live stream. So if you have time, if you can jump over there while you're with Disney Fiasco and maybe jump in and say hi to R. Johns and support him because he's such an incredible supporter of this community, we would be greatly appreciated as well. And, of course, we're here for Sports Night. And, Steve, did you want to plug anything on your channel real fast before we get started, buddy?
Yeah, I don't know. I got a lot on, but I got to get that 1,000 subscriber giveaway done. But I will say this: I did go to the Disney store yesterday. Told a lot of people about it. They had a clearance sale this weekend. They always have clearance, but they have a clearance price out. And then yesterday, today, and tomorrow, I think it is, they have 40% off the lowest ticketed price. Nice. And on top of that, if you're a Disney Visa member, you get an extra 10%. So I bought all kinds of stuff. A lot of it's just laying back. Oh, there was the nice. A lot of it's laying back here behind me. So I got a lot of stuff for future giveaways and stuff to add to that big giveaway that I'm going to be doing here. So, and somebody says they heard an echo. I also heard the echo. Was that from your computer by chance?
I don't think so. I don't
hear it anymore. But
yeah, my sound is down on everything else. The only sound we have is the sound you and I on the stream.
I just heard it for just a second for like two sentences or something, but
gotcha.
We're good now.
Good. And with us, of course, we go live. Melissa and I, we go live on Tuesdays with Mouse Madness and Thursdays with Disney Talk. And I've been posting a lot of new vlogs, folks, so be sure to check out our new vlogs. I did one on Sabi's Workshop. I also did one on my Lord of the Rings unboxing. Be sure to check all those out if you could. And with that, let's get into the chat real fast and say hi to everybody. Steve, you want me to do it or are you up for it?
I can do it if you want me to. First off, can you hear me? I just switched my microphone.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I'll do it if you want me to. If you want to do it, by all means, you can.
All right, I'll try it this week. You always do it. Give Steve a break. We have Mike Wheeler's in the house. Rachel Susik's here. We also have Bridget Clement. Bridget, good to see you. Lorena Zapata's here. Cricket Fox is here. Alex Brunner's in the house. James Townsend's here. Steve's World's here. Rockin' Robin's here. She goes, knock, knock, mousekeeping. Keystone 76 ARJ is in the house. We also have Cam's Corner Pixar fan and Disney family. Welcome in. Good to see you. And Kay Atwood's here. So welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We definitely appreciate it. Again, I know it's been a few weeks, but we are back, and we're very happy to be back for sure. But this week, we're talking NFL. So those of you who are big National Football fans, on Thursday nights, Pete McDevitt, Kelly from Myers and the Mouse, and Dole Whip Dad Jeff do a show as well on Thursdays about the NFL. Be sure to check them out on Thursday nights. But tonight, we're going to kind of give our take about the first week. Mike says it sounds like I'm in a totally empty room. I actually am in an empty room. It's me. I don't know what's going on with the sound tonight. I apologize, guys. But I don't think it's my normal. I'm just using the audio from the computer. So hopefully everything's all right, guys. I definitely apologize for that. But Steve, I want to talk a little NFL. Of course, week 1 went by. Everybody played last week. Some surprises, good and bad, that we saw from the first week. What did you think before we get into specific? What did you think overall of the first week of the NFL?
Well, first off, the NFL is the only sport that I can watch every single game, no matter who's playing, and in the professional rankings or the professional level. And it doesn't really matter who's playing; it's always going to be a good game, and I can always watch it and enjoy it from some extent. So I was extremely pleased to see it started. Of course, fantasy football makes you do weird things when you're watching football. The NFL, it makes you root for teams you should never root for. It makes you do things. So it depends on what kind of fan you are. If you're just a casual fan that likes to watch the games, there were some amazing games on. There were some really, really incredible games on. But just to see the overall fact that the NFL has started again, I think maybe it added to the heightened suspense and the excitement for all the games. But I really loved it. I thought it was a pretty good week for football, and I thought it was. I thought it could. Maybe not. It could have gone better, except for if maybe the Patriots would have lost. But outside of that, so.
Very nice. Well, it's true, and I feel the same exact way. I was happy that it was back. Lots of good games. It's really fun, folks, if you're able to get the NFL Red Zone. What I like about the NFL Red Zone is they show every single touchdown from every single game. But if nothing's really going on, what they'll do is they will flip to a game while they're in the red zone. So if you're watching a game, when they're scoring opportunities are close, they'll flip to those games. So I like that. I like to see that a lot. And there was a lot of football going on this weekend for sure. Also want to say hi to Ryan from the Shep family. Welcome in, Ryan. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome in, Shep. But, yeah, I was really happy with it overall. But I will say this, and I said this to you off camera, a lot of sloppy play this first week. And it's the first week, I get it. But there was a lot of sloppy football on Sunday.
Well, and a lot of that I think is attributed. I don't care what they say. These guys that sit out in the preseason, I think, is a dumb move. I think it showed in some, not only the sloppy play, but some of the miscues, the possible injuries to guys that just weren't ready. They're worried they're going to get hurt in preseason. It doesn't. I mean, there's no difference in playing. If you're going to start 2 weeks earlier, if you're not going to play them at all, they're going to get hurt. They're going to get hurt. It's just a matter of circumstance. And for those guys not to play, go away, Pete. For those guys not to play, and then come out and have the terrible games that they've had, some of them like Mitch Trubisky, those kind of guys that should have played much better than they did. That's attributed to them. That they should have been playing. And I go back to the old standard. First game, they play one series. Second game, they play 2 or 3 series. The next game, they play a quarter. The final game, they play a half. They don't play the whole game. But you got to give them in-game action. Practice just doesn't cut it, especially when it's guys that aren't going to touch you as a quarterback anyways, because they're not going to hurt their own guy. You gotta play ahead of time, or it's going to be as sloppy as it was.
Yeah, and it was very sloppy. I want to say hi to Pete McDevitt, who's here, and Chris Disney World Adventures.
What's up,
and
Chris?
Zach Pollack, welcome in. Everybody, welcome in. You're 100% correct. I think practice makes perfect, but there's practice and then there's in-game situations. Timing is so important in the NFL, and the speed of an actual game is a lot different than what you see in practice. It just is. I'm sorry. And I agree with you. And you can see it in the way they played. I thought the tackling was horrendous this weekend. I don't know who taught these people to tackle, but I saw some extremely sloppy play, and it just was not good at all with a lot of it. So I know they love scoring in the NFL, and there was a lot of scoring this weekend or last weekend, but it's got to be cleaned up quickly. And lots of penalties, too. Lots of penalties. Welcome in, Mick, to Mickey's Magic is here. So I agree. I agree with you 100%. What were your what about surprises? What was good and bad? We can look at both sides. What would you say was a good surprise that you saw and maybe a bad one?
So one of the things see, now I hear the echo again. Is that not you?
No, I don't think so. I haven't touched anything.
Let me make sure my settings aren't. Nope. Nope. And nope. According to this, I'm all good. So
I'm sorry, guys.
No, that's all right. I don't know why the echo is coming back, but I don't hear it now. It's gone again. So so the Cricket Fox said it's me. I hear it, but I don't know where it's coming from. My microphone's on and my speakers are on through the headset, so it's definitely not feedback coming back.
I don't know what I'm doing is me. I apologize, guys.
So, okay, good and bad surprise. Let's start with, I guess, a good surprise, even though they lost, is I was kind of shocked how well the Colts actually played, except for the kicker. So start with that because they are my team. I do not like Jacoby Brissett. I do not think he's the answer, and I do not like him as a quarterback. However, he played well enough on the road against a decent team with the guys that he has surrounding him to win. Their 900-year-old kicker missed 2 field goals and an extra point, and they went going into overtime and losing. But they played well enough to win that game on the road against a pretty decent LA Chargers team. And you know, they're always dangerous. They are always explosive. And again, the Colts should have won that game. That being said, they surprised me how well they actually did play because I did not expect them to be able to come out, especially that early when, Andrew Luck only announced his retirement 2-3 weeks ago, something like that.
Right.
So that surprised me a little bit. The other one that really surprised me, it doesn't surprise me that the Browns lost, but it surprises me that Tennessee won in the fashion they did and as many as they did. They won by 30 points against a team that I expected to struggle, but I did not expect the Titans to have an offensive explosion the way they did. They scored 21 points in the last quarter alone. And they had 43 points on the day. So that kind of was a surprise. And I would say the last one would be wasn't surprised that the Patriots won by any means, but I was surprised how well they played against a Steelers team that will be good.
Okay. Very good. I agree with all that. Hi, Pam Stram, welcome in. I want to say hi to Pam Stram as well, who just joined us. Welcome in, Pam. Everybody say hi to her. I'll say this. For me, surprises, we'll start with a negative. I agree with you 100%. I was extremely surprised at the fact that not only the Browns lost, that doesn't surprise me. I was surprised at how badly they lost at home. It's one thing to lose and lose bad. It's another thing to do it at home in your home opener. So that I didn't like. On the good side, if I was really saying I had to be surprised, I was actually surprised with some of the comebacks that we saw late in games. For instance, Detroit was up double-digit points on Arizona with a rookie quarterback and let it slip away. Arizona stayed tough and came back in that game. I was surprised by that. I've made no secret of the fact that I'm not a big fan of the new quarterback in Arizona, Kyler Murray. I don't think he's going to ultimately be successful, but he played decent. Still didn't play great, but he played decent enough to a tie against a team that he was down late by a lot. So I think that surprised me, and I don't know if that's a good surprise or a bad surprise. Either good for Arizona, and who was it? I think it was Buffalo that also came back against the Jets.
Yeah, that score was only like 16-15, I think, or 17-16.
Yeah,
but they did score 2 touchdowns in the final quarter to win. So.
Yeah. So they came back, and again, that was another one. I think maybe that wasn't. I thought it was on the road, but maybe it wasn't on the road. I want to say hi to Dougie. Dougie's in here. Hey, Dougie, welcome in, pal. Good to see you. And Preston McDevitt's in here.
Yeah, he is. Preston's here.
He's in here, too. But, no, I agree with you there. I will say some of the teams I saw you were talking about it off the air. Carolina has really surprised me with being 0-2, and both games were at home.
Mm-hmm.
They've lost 2 home games already. 0-2 with 2 home games. What do you think of that?
Look, I've made no secret to a lot of people that I think Cam Newton is not a good quarterback. I think he's incredible athlete, but not a good. He's definitely not the answer for a leader for a team by any means. So it doesn't surprise me one bit. I do not root for Carolina. I think they have. I love Luke Kuechly. I love Christian McCaffrey. I love their coach. He's the problem, and as long as he's behind the helm, they're not going to win. And it's proven. I mean, it's proven time after time after time. So for them to be 0-2 doesn't surprise me one bit.
Gotcha. The other one with me, too, that I was really kind of disappointed is I was disappointed in the Redskins. The Redskins were up like 21-0 on the Eagles at one point. They were up like 3 scores on the Eagles and just totally stopped playing football. They lost 32-27. I would have expected that game was over, and yet the Philadelphia came back and won that football game. And, of course, being local to Washington, we see the Redskins games a lot. Talk about a tale of 2 different halves for a football team.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at my wife, who was watching a little bit with me, and I'm like, am I watching the same team? It was crazy. Just wasn't good football on their behalf. But other than that, another team that really surprised me of how bad they played was Atlanta. The Vikings are a pretty good football team, but 28-12, I mean, they lost.
And they got those 12 points at the end of the game too. So I agree with you, but I think I really think that Minnesota may be the team in the NFC this year to win. And I am a little biased on them because they are my second team, but they're stellar. Their defense was incredible, and you got to remember again, a lot of these teams didn't play a lot of their players, and so anybody can easily beat anybody in that first week of the season, catch them off guard.
Yeah,
it'll be how they adapt going forward.
Yeah, we've seen it a lot. Absolutely. The other thing, I thought the Cowboys played pretty well. Mm-hmm. Not that the Giants are that good of a football team, but the Cowboys won 35-17. They were at home. I still don't think that they're going to be much of a – I'm not a big fan of Dak Prescott. I love Zeke, and I love the defense Dallas has, but I'm not a big Dak fan. And I want to say hi to Patrick Zippity Doodad's in here. Welcome in, Zip. Good to see you, buddy.
What's up, buddy?
Overall, I don't know. It was a good week. I like you said, talking about football teams, I was happy my team got the win the way they did. Win's a win. I don't think they played very well, but they won, and hopefully they'll do that again as we talk about week 2 and talk about our games of the week. I actually think that might be the game of the week, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But let's talk overreactions for a second. We're going to kind of overreact now for a minute, folks, and talk about an overreaction. Captain Akron, 27, welcome in. Good to see you. Steve, give me an overreaction from week 1. Let's kind of just fly off the hook here. What's your overreaction?
Yeah. So I have a couple. I have a few. We'll start with one, though, that all those people that are hating on Cleveland should stop because they are going to be a good team. They have the talent to do it. But like everybody else, when you put those pieces of the puzzle together, they don't gel well until they've played together for a while. So, yes, they did get beat. They got beat handily from a team that expected from a group of people that were the expectation was instant success. You still got to work together to do that. And that was what their problem was the miscues and the lack of being together. You could clearly see that. So everybody's basically like Cleveland's still Cleveland, whatever. Cleveland stands a really good shot at still winning that division, and they will play better. They will play better this week, as a matter of fact. And I really think the people that have already thrown them away is a mistake. But yeah, I think that's a massive overreaction if you're going to count them out already.
Okay. Well, I'll say this about Cleveland. You only play 16 games in the NFL, and you only get 8 home games, and they've now dropped a home game. To an inferior football team. That's not a good start. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I need a larger sample size. Cleveland is still Cleveland until they prove otherwise to me. And last week was not a good start for me. They may be a football team that's better, but they need to pony up really, really fast, because starting 0-2 is going to be a hard hole to come back from, because Baltimore is going to be 2-0 after this week when they beat up on Arizona at home. And you don't want to be 2 down already in that division. So I agree with you. I think they're better than what they were, what they did. But they better get it together very, very quickly, because things can fall off the rails fast in the NFL because you only got 16 games.
I would agree with that, but at the same time, 7 different home teams lost last week. So,
Sure.
and one of those was Tampa, who went into Carolina Thursday night and beat them. So anything can happen. You just got to gel well. They have the talent to gel well.
Yes.
I honestly think they could be one of those teams that starts out 0-4 and still make the playoffs in that division. And that's all you got to do is be playing. If all you got to do is make it to the playoffs and be playing right at the right time to be able to be successful. And they could be one of those stories, kind of like Seattle did when they finished 500 a few years back.
Yeah,
and made it, I think, all the way to the Super Bowl, and on an 8-8 team. So all you got to do is be playing right at the right time and do enough during the season to make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true. Zippity do that. Thank you for that $4.99 super chat. I'm not sure why he gave it to us when he's talking, but he says, since this is a sports show, I want to give Mickey's Magic a special shout out for completing her first half marathon today. Great job, Meg.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Congratulations, Meg.
I didn't even know. Was she down there, or was it a virtual, or do we know?
I don't think it was a Disney one.
Congratulations, Meg. That's fantastic.
And let me see here if it's okay with her. I have the medal. She won a medal, and
very nice.
I have it. Maybe. Oh, here we go.
Fantastic. Good job.
It was. Well, I don't. It says where it was. So, Megan, is it okay if I show the picture of the medal? I don't want to show it because it does say where it was. But I'll wait to see if she says it's okay. If it is okay, I'll show it. But I'm not. It looks really cool though, because so she says, sure, I can share it. So it looks really cool because it is it looks like it's a Halloween one kind of.
Let's see if I can bring you on.
Let me go to the bottom where I'm at the bottom in the upper left hand corner. I'll have a white thing that says present. There you go. So this is Meg's.
Nice.
She won that. So pretty cool little medal.
That's awesome.
But yeah, those are pretty nice. So
sweet. Very nice.
Congratulations to Meg.
Congratulations. Yep. And Rachel says she's doing a 5K in 2 weeks. Congrats, Rachel. Good luck. I'm sure you're going to do well.
Meg says, I am a finisher, Meg says.
Meg's a finisher. There you go. Any other overreaction, Steve?
So did you give your overreaction first? Or?
No, I haven't. You want me to go?
Yeah, you go, then I'll do another one.
Dan, Disney Dan's in the house. Everybody say
What's
hi
up,
to
Dan?
What's up, Dan? Good to see you, buddy.
Oh, I miss Dan.
My overreaction is going to be my overreaction. I'm going to overreact to a football team. I'm going to overreact to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh has lost Le'Veon Bell. They have lost Antonio Brown. I'm not fans of either one of them, okay? But they went into New England, and they lost 33-3. They looked old. They looked slow. They had no playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I understand it's one game, but I'm overreacting here. I see them going 7-9, missing the playoffs. Mike Tomlin gets fired. Ben Roethlisberger retires at the end of the season. That's my overreaction. They did not look good for a football team. I understand it's New England, but usually they play New England well. They got to get on the ball quickly, or they're in for a really bad season. And in Pittsburgh, they don't take losing well.
No, not at all.
That's my overreaction.
And that's one of the reasons why I think Cleveland could still win this division. Because my other overreaction is the other team in the division, and that's Baltimore. You guys beat up on, not you guys, I'm saying Baltimore fans out there that think they're the next coming of whatever. Look, you beat a really, really, really bad team that might go 0-16 again this year. And yes, you won handily. And yes, Lamar Jackson probably had the game of his life that he'll never have again. But Baltimore is still not that good. They are better without Joe Flacco. I've said that for a long time. Joe Flacco is not a good quarterback in my opinion either. But again, you weren't that good, and you beat a very terrible team. You did what you needed to do to win. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, it was like playing a high school team out there, and it was. It won't happen all year. We'll wait and see. They again may not even make the playoffs, in my opinion.
Interesting. Okay. That's funny. That division as a whole, I think Patrick said it earlier. So if you do that, he said the upset of the week this week was Arizona over Baltimore. So we'll have to see. But yeah, I agree. I mean, from Baltimore, but I'm not a Ravens fan. But yeah, they definitely played an inferior football team. Again, that being said, every week to me is an extremely important week. You can't throw any game away, and they just won a road game. Mm-hmm. They're 1-0 on the road, and road games are always the hardest games to win. A lot of times teams will go 12-4 because they go 8-0 at home and they go 4-4 on the road. I mean, road wins are extremely important in the NFL more than any other sport. Road wins are so valuable, and they got one. Yep. And
so did 7 other teams.
Yes, well, right, but those other 7 teams are not in their division. Win your division first. I agree. And by winning your division, what does it give you? It gives you a home game.
Yep. And it gives you guaranteed entry into playoffs.
I'm sorry?
Gives you guaranteed entry into the playoffs.
Yes, but it also gives you a home game in that as well. Uh-huh. So you're automatically in your first game is going to be a home game. And depending upon how well you play, you could get a first-round bye on top of it. So, these road wins are extremely important. I'm with you. I don't – hey, Amy, AGC Magic TV, welcome in. I agree with you 100%. I don't think they're anywhere near that good. That was the game of a lifetime for them.
Now more than ever in the NFL, in my opinion, it's easy. Look, it's never easy to win a road game. The crowd makes the biggest difference in NFL than it does in any other sport. Maybe not European soccer, but it makes a massive, massive difference because of the crowd noise. You can't hear the plays and everything. But good teams are going to win on the road. We have teams every year that go 14-2, 15-1, 13-3. They have to win on the road every single year. It happens. So, but now more than ever, I think it's easier to win on the road than it has ever been in the NFL because I just think teams have learned to adjust in the way they can, the way they can do it. And if you look at the teams that lost at home, I mean, we are still talking about the Browns until they prove themselves, like you said. The only surprise for me of a team that lost at home was the Bears. The rest of them, I expected them to lose. So, and the only other one that some people may say was the Jaguars, but the Chiefs, they were playing the Chiefs, who are going to be stellar. The Panthers are playing the Rams, who are going to be stellar, in my opinion. The Jets are the Jets, the Dolphins, the Browns, and then the Bears. The Bears are the only team that I thought that surprised me that they lost at home.
Gotcha.
So there were no surprises for me that any home teams that did win. So it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, European soccer is football. I get it, Dan. So, like I said, for me, I think it's easier. I mean, look, the Colts went in with a second-rate quarterback and almost beat the Chargers. Should have beat the Chargers if they had their kicker on, who never misses and missed 3 times.
Right.
You're talking about teams that should just go in and get dominated, and they're not. They're playing and they're adjusting and they're winning on the road, and I think we're going to see a lot of that this year.
Interesting. Well, you talk about it. Last year, the 2 Super Bowl teams, they both won on the road.
Yep.
Now, say what you want about the Saints-Rams game. The Rams won in New Orleans, and New England won in Kansas City.
Yep. So
both road teams won to go to the Super Bowl last year. So I'm with you. I get what you're saying. But they're still very, very important by far. But I do want to move on, Steve. Let's talk a little bit more about week 2, because week 2 is coming up. Because we're at the 7:30 mark, and I do want to talk a little Disney because there is some stuff to talk about. Let's talk week 2 for a second. We got some games coming up. We'll talk about our game of the week in a second. But pick for you, give me 3 games that you think you're looking forward to. One of the 3 can be the game of the week, but don't tell me what your game of the week is just yet. Just tell me 3 games you're looking forward to, and who do you think will win those games?
Okay, there's actually 5, so I got to narrow it down to 3.
No, give me all 5. That's fine. Okay. Give me the 5.
So Vikings at Packers is one. The Cowboys at Redskins. The Jacksonville Jaguars at the Texans. The Chiefs at the Raiders. and then the Saints at the Rams are my 5.
Okay, gotcha. And for me, I think I'll give you 5 as well. I think that the Eagles Falcons is going to be a good game. It's in Atlanta. I think that'll be a good game. Saints and Rams. I think Chiefs Raiders will be good. I actually like the Chargers Lions game. I think that's going to be a good game. These are just games I think are going to be good. Vikings Packers. Other than that, the other one that I think is actually going to be a fun game to watch, I don't know that I think it's a good game, is Colts Titans.
I think it'll be a good game too.
I do. I think it'll be a fun game to watch.
Yeah. I would have expected the Colts to lose, but the Colts have what it takes to win that game. It's just, and they're mostly because they have a much improved defense. So it just depends on what shows up. I mean, they could easily get blown out as well as they could easily blow them out. So
okay, well, let's do this. Since we got a little bit of time, we'll go down each game and tell me your winner. I'll give you the game. You give me your winner. I'll give you my winner. How's that?
Sure.
All right. Cowboys at Redskins. You don't even have to give a score if you don't want. If you just want to say
Redskins.
Redskins?
Yep.
At home. Okay. I say Cowboys by at least a touchdown. I think the Redskins are terrible.
I think the Redskins will by 3.
Okay. All right.
I think they're gonna shock them, and some of the Dallas stuff is gonna get exposed.
Yeah, and there's a lot that could be exposed in that team too. I agree. Colts Titans at Titans.
I'm going with I would call it a tie, so I'll give it to Titans for being at home.
All right, perfect. Let's see here. Zip's putting his winners up there too. I agree with you. I'm going with the Titans only because it's at home. But if the Colts win, it will not surprise me.
Me either.
It won't. It won't surprise me at all. Even though Tennessee did what they did last week against Cleveland, I still think that if the Colts with their defense can keep the game close, they can pull the game out.
And where I'm at with the whole, you got to prove to me that your defense is better, because the Colts have historically been terrible. They've been built for offense and care less about defense.
Right. I agree. Let's see here. And also we have Seahawks at Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Okay. I'm going Seattle. I'm going to stick to my overreaction. I think Pittsburgh's in for a long season.
I think Seattle is too.
Oh, I hope you're right.
I think Seattle's in for a really long season, especially the way they played against the Bengals. But again, you can't overreact to that. I think Seattle's going to be one of those teams that's going to be right around 500 because of their home games, because they're going to win at home because they're usually have the loudest stadium.
Right. The 12th man. Right. Yeah. I'll go Seattle for now until Pittsburgh shows me a little bit more. Last week was just it was borderline embarrassing how bad they played. They were that bad in my opinion, in my humble opinion. So there you go there. Bills at Giants.
I'm going with Buffalo on the road. I think Rex Ryan is good for that. No matter what anybody thinks about him, I think he's a great coach.
Yep. I think I'm going Buffalo there as well. I like Eli. I've always been an Eli fan. I don't think he's the greatest quarterback ever, but I do like him. I do. But I am going with Buffalo here. I think the Giants, Eli's done. He's at the end.
Yep.
But they do have Saquon Barkley, and other than that, they don't have much else.
Yep.
Patriots at Dolphins, do we really even have to go there?
Miami might pull up. No, just kidding. But yeah, Patriots should easily win this game. I really think I'll look at the schedule the rest of the way, but there's a chance the Dolphins could go in 16, depending on how the Jets and the Buffalo shape up. That may be a shot for them to get their only win, but I don't think so. Arjon's here.
Richard, what's up, Richard? Hey, Arjon.
He's getting his camera ready for his live stream.
Man. Get ready, Arjon.
Arjon's, if you would, please, I put in the – are you going live at 8:30? Could you please put that in there and let us know what time you're going live?
Yeah, please do.
If you guys are not subscribed to Arjon somehow, please make sure you notify or get your bell notification so that you don't miss his first ever and hopefully not last ever stream from Fantasmic.
Yeah, going live. Awesome. Next game, Jags at Texans.
Texans.
Yeah, I agree. By a lot. The Jags, the poor Jags.
I'd say at least 14 points.
Poor Jaguars. They pick up Nick Foles, who I still think isn't all
That's
that.
the problem right there. He broke his collarbone.
Yeah, he's gone. He's done. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. Texans for sure. I agree that. Vikings at Packers.
Vikings by 10.
Really?
I think they're the real deal, man. I think they're going to run the table in the NFC and not go undefeated, but I think they're going to win the NFC.
Okay. I think there's 2 words that holds back Minnesota. Kirk Cousins.
I think Kirk's good.
Overrated quarterback. Highly overrated quarterback. He showed it last year. If they're going to win, they're going to win because of their defense. The guy is not that good. There's a reason Washington gave up on him. I think Kirk Cousins is not very good at all. He'll have his game here and there. No, I'm sorry. I don't see it for me. But I'm going Packers. Aaron Rodgers is the next coming of Aaron Rodgers. He's awesome. The guy is awesome.
I think he was a little exposed this past week too. We'll see.
Talk about a team that's entirely different without their quarterback. That's the team. The guy wins 8 games by himself almost every year for that team. He's just incredible. I take him in a heartbeat.
I'm not denying his talent one bit.
Say again?
I'm not denying his talent one bit. I just
and he's not young anymore either.
I don't think they're going to. I mean, you got to take injuries off the table when you talk about these things because unless it's already happened because you don't know. But he's a guy that could be severely injury prone this year.
And see, here's the other problem I have with Minnesota. Before we move on to the other game, they're not in a very good division to win. The Packers are going to be good. The Bears are really good, and the Detroit Lions are not terrible.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not.
They're not. If Matt Stafford gets back to Matt Stafford of old, they'll be fine.
But I'm telling you, Minnesota can be good, but they're in a bad division to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else in their division's good, except
I
for
agree, but I honestly think I'll look at the rest of their schedule. I think in division they're only going to lose 1 game.
Really? Okay.
And that would be when they go to Chicago.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think they're losing this week. I think Green Bay's going to beat them. But we'll see. We'll see. Yep. Next game, Chargers at Lions. I think this is actually going to be a fun game.
Chargers.
I'm going Lions, only because I think after last week they got a bad taste in their mouth. They had Arizona dead to rights. Should have won that game. Let them back in the game late, and it cost them a tie.
And I agree, but at the same time, I think they tied a very, unlike Zip, a very bad Arizona team that has a lot to figure out with a rookie quarterback that's not as great. You and I both agree, I think, that he's not as great as people think he's going to be. And for that reason, I think that the Chargers are going to win.
Yeah, I think Chargers are a better football team. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're a better. They're a playoff team from last year.
Mm-hmm.
They went to the divisional round. I don't know. I just have a feeling about Detroit in this game, and it's a home game. But again, you're right. I mean, I could be totally wrong. That's kind of my upset. Niners at Bengals.
Niners.
I would tend to agree. Again, I'm not big on a lot of these quarterbacks. I'm not big on Jimmy Garoppolo.
I am. See, Garoppolo, I think I thought Jimmy Garoppolo was better than Tom Brady when he stepped in for him in New England. And when he came out, he finally got a shot with San Francisco, then got hurt. This will be the year you actually see him actually get to perform.
Did you just say you think Jimmy Garoppolo is better?
I said it back then, and I still thought he played better. He played better in his first season with New England than Tom Brady ever thought about playing in his first 3 seasons with New England. So, yes, I thought he was better than Tom Brady.
All right, fair enough.
Now, I didn't say he's going to be better than Tom Brady. I'm talking about his first year. His first year with New England was better than Tom Brady's first 3 years with New England.
All right.
And he just hasn't – this will be his – as long as he stays healthy, this will be his first shot.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. Zip.
Okay, Zip.
Yeah, Zip. By the way, if you want to lay money on that, I'll be more than happy to lay money on that. They're not beating them 30-17.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think Baltimore is that good of a team, but
they're not winning that.
Neither is Arizona.
They're not. If Arizona wins, they're winning by 3. They're not winning 30.
I got a better for you. Zip, go to the survivor pool and choose Arizona to win this
Yeah,
week.
Exactly. Yeah, go ahead. That's not happening, too. Cardinals at Ravens. Here we go. I'm picking the Ravens.
Yeah,
by at least 10 points, by the way.
I would say, 10 to 12, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Chiefs Raiders at Raiders.
As much as I want to pick the Raiders here, I don't think they're quite ready yet. They struggled against Denver a little bit, so I'm going to go with the Chiefs here. I think if this game was later in the season, the Raiders would win.
Okay. I'm going Chiefs as well. I agree. I'll just leave it at that. Saints-Rams, at Rams.
I'm going to go with this is a good one. I'm going to go with the Rams in the youth over the age.
Okay. Gotcha. That's my team. I'm not picking it. I'm just going to leave it at that.
That's right. That's right.
I can't. I don't know in this game. It would not surprise me if the Saints win, period.
This could be the game of the week.
Yeah, it could be. It could very well be the game of the week. This could be Rams-Chiefs of last year. 54-51. Sure. It could be that kind of game. It could just be that kind of game. I have no idea if we're going to win that football game. We could very well lose. We're not great at home. The Saints have something to play for. They want a little payback from last year. We'll see. Mm-hmm. That's all I can say about that. 3 to go, folks. Bears-Broncos, at Broncos.
Bears.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they show up to be the team that they're supposed to be, and I think they'll be in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Eagles-Falcons, at Falcons.
Eagles have way too many weapons not to pick them. I'm going with the Eagles.
Yeah, me too. As much as I like the Falcons, I really like Matt Ryan a lot. Uh-huh. But no, I don't.
And he was throwing balls to nobody last week into the and I mean nobody was on the same page there last week.
Right, I agree. Last game, Browns at Jets.
The Browns. I think the Browns are going to be. I think they start to finally get it together. I think they're going to struggle to win. But I think they find a way to win this week before, and then going into the next 2 or 3 weeks, I think they'll start to develop as a team.
Gotcha. Browns as well, because to me, I think this is things are going to snowball if they don't win this game. That's all I'm saying. Things are going to snowball quickly. They got guys on that team that have personalities, and those personalities can go sour fast. Yep. And nothing is worse than losing when it comes to team chemistry. And guys will start pointing fingers. Guys will start calling each other out, and they're gonna go off the rails quickly if they don't win this game. So I think this is a must-win for them. I think they'll win. I do.
Yep.
All right. So there you go, guys. That is the NFL for Week 1, Week 2. I think. Do we even want to do Super Bowl picks?
I mean, I'll give you my final 4 if you want.
Give me your final 4. Who's your final 4?
Unfortunately, in the AFC now, I would take you this is a whole different picture. I think it'll be Kansas City, New England again. Depending on man, that's gonna be rough. I think New England's gonna wind up back in the Super Bowl. I don't want to say that, but I think they are.
Well, who's better?
Who's better? I honestly think
other than Kansas City.
I think New England's a better football team than Kansas City, and a lot of people don't agree with me.
Right,
I just think they are.
Yeah, I mean, who's
now again, this is all barring nobody retiring in the middle of the season,
of course,
and no injuries. So, but because originally I would have picked the Colts to be there with Kansas City instead of New England, but it's not going to happen now. In the AFC, it's in my opinion, I think it could come down to the Vikings and either the Rams or the Bears. And I think it's going to be the Vikings and the Bears out of the same division.
Gotcha. Okay. For me, and in the AFC, I don't want to say it either, but it's New England. I mean, I don't see who's better until somebody proves it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't see it. I mean, that's the way it is. And in the NFC, it's a jump ball in my opinion. It is. I think it's the Saints, it's the Bears, it's the Rams, it's the Vikings. It could be Dallas. Really, I mean, it just depends on. It could be anybody. It depends on who has the better game. That the Rams could go into Minnesota and win. Minnesota could go into the Rams and win. Saints could go into the Bears and win. You just never know. The NFC is so up in the air. There's a lot of good teams in the NFC.
And to be clear about New England too, it's not, in my opinion, it's not because of the guys that are on the green part of the field. It's the guys on the sidelines. There's not a better coaching staff in football.
No, I agree. I think it's
much as I hate them. There's not a better coaching staff in football.
Yeah, I think it's both. I mean, I'm not a Tom Brady fan, but the numbers are the numbers. I can't deny what he has. I mean, you play football to win. That's why you play. I mean, you're there. Your ultimate goal is to win championships. He's been to 9 Super Bowls and he's won 6. He's had a great coach with him. They have the perfect team almost when it comes to talent at the right position and talent at the right position on the sidelines. It's pretty awesome. Usually you got one or the other. Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't have the talent on the sideline.
The problem with Aaron Rodgers is he doesn't have the guys on the sidelines that deflate the balls and also go lip reading and calling the plays either. So, but we'll figure that part out later.
I don't know, man. All I got to say is watch that Kansas City AFC Championship game again. Tom Brady, when he had to be great, the boy made the passes, man. I'm sorry.
I'm not denying his talent. That's the frustrating part is he doesn't have to do the things that he's been caught and accused of and convicted of to win, but he's done it. So
yeah, I agree. Well, let's talk a little bit of Disney because you know what? There's some stuff to talk about. There really is. There's some stuff to talk about this week because if you haven't seen it already, there's some entertainment cuts coming to Disney in the Magic Kingdom. And one of those entertainment cuts, and it may not be a big deal to some people, but it was a big deal to Melissa, is the Great Moments in History with the Muppets is going away.
Oh!
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Great Moments in History is going away.
Why?
They are cutting it for budget cuts. They are also budgeting from what I've seen. Budget cuts.
They don't make enough money?
Yep. Well, that's, yeah. Unfortunately, they are. The Royal Majesty Maker, I guess those are the people on the street, like the mayor and the people like that come out.
I don't care about those, yes.
I guess the Super Shindig over The Incredibles is going away.
Didn't care about that either.
Yeah, that's going away. The Hakuna Matata time over at Disney's Animal Kingdom is going away.
That didn't bother me.
Yeah, and all this is supposed to go into effect before October 6th. So
the Muppets is fantastic. I can't believe they would get ring of the Muppets. That's the only thing.
I agree.
Especially at a time when Disney Plus comes out on November 12th and they're going to revitalize the Muppet Show. Why would you?
Well,
doesn't make any sense.
Well, they canceled one of the Muppet shows. You saw that, right?
They did, but they're bringing back another Muppet Show though onto Disney Plus.
Right. I'm glad they are. I agree. I love the Muppets. Hey, Rob Frost, welcome in. Good to see you, buddy. So that was one of the things I wanted to talk about. Disney Fanatic, welcome in. Good to see you as well. And yes, they are probably going to embarrass the Dolphins tomorrow.
Yes.
But the other thing, I don't know if you saw this, Steve, and everybody in the chat, is they have started testing with people actually in the gondolas now. Cast member previews or testing started yesterday.
Actually, it started earlier in the week. We heard.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what day, but we had some cast member people that had said they were getting to ride earlier in the week before yesterday. So nice. I think it did start this week at some point in time, though. I told them if I try to go to my local Disney store and sign up just so I could run down there and ride a gondola, but they didn't want that to happen. So,
G. Wilson, welcome in. Good to see you as well. No, I saw a video on, I think it was WDWNT or Magic, one of those, where they actually showed the people getting in them, and off they went. You know, it was pretty neat. It was pretty cool. Yeah. I'm pretty excited for that. That's what, September 29th or 30th?
29th. I think it's the 29th.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yep, it won't be long at all now. And I thought that was good news. And then other than that, the other thing is of course they're starting to gear up for, as much as we have Halloween going on right now. I know reservations for the Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam dessert party. You can start making reservations for that if anybody is interested, which also debuts sometime in November, I think. So that's pretty neat too. Have you ever done a dessert party, Steve?
Yes, we just did. So Zip and I and his family went to the Star Wars dessert party. And I apologize. I got a message, so I didn't hear what you just said besides the dessert party part. But so we just did it when we were there 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. We went in. There was only 23 people in the party. It was an incredible time. I would highly recommend, especially the Star Wars one. Stormtroopers are there. The food was incredible. The drinks were there. It felt a little rushed, like you didn't have a whole lot of time to go through and eat and enjoy the food as much. You got to It's right back there. That thing hanging right there. That's the pass we got.
Okay.
It's the Galactic Spectacular.
Nice.
So that was your fast pass to go see Kylo Ren too. So you'd walk over and show that to people, and you could skip the line and go in and meet Kylo Ren. And then what they did is you got escorted by stormtroopers from the launch bay all the way out to in front of the Chinese theater up on the platform, which when you stand up on the platform, it's like up to my chest. So it's
high.
It's 4.5, 5 feet up in the air. There was a curb there that it kind of looks like a football. And we kind of sat on one side of the curve and nobody's standing up. I mean, the thing could have held 400 people. Nobody else is there but the 23 of us. And Zip live streamed it. I was vlogging. We got up in the middle of the thing. We saw World of Animation. Then we turned around and saw, I think it's called World of Animation. And then we get to see the Star Wars Spectacular from right there. You could feel the heat coming off of it. Oh, and our Johns and Donna and Samantha were with us too.
Nice.
So we were 1, 2, 3, 4. We were 7 of the 23 people. We were almost a third of the people that were there.
That's
and
nice.
We got up there. We were filming, shot, doing all that stuff. And when you turn around and look at the thousands of people behind you, you're like standing way above them. And it was incredible. It was a great dessert party.
Cool. Worth the money?
That one was.
Cool.
I would say the one at Magic Kingdom's not, but that one is.
Nice. Very nice. Also, too, the new. I'm not big on this. You have the purple, you have the rose gold, all that stuff. But they did come out with the new Arendelle Aqua merchandise this week as well. It's available at Shop Disney as well. What do you think of all the different when they do this kind of stuff?
I think it's incredibly intelligent on their part because people go buy it. So,
oh, sure.
And look, especially a lot of it was themed towards females, I believe, like the purses and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you throw things out like that and somebody wants that rose gold or that purple or that blue, it's just another option or another choice for them. And the color is nice. I like the blue. Mm-hmm. Dale and Jenna went shopping and got a bunch of stuff in, and it's nice stuff, but it's just another option for colors. And when you do it like the way they do it and they put it to something like one of their biggest movies.
Oh, sure.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, no. Well, did you see the line? Somebody posted
yeah. Josh and Jenna Jenna and Dale were streaming it. So
yeah,
it was a long line the day it came out.
It was crazy. It was like, well, you're right. All of these different things as they do them, they're all extremely, extremely popular. I agree 100%. I like the color as well. Obviously, a lot of it is geared towards the ladies, which is perfectly fine. But I think the color is really, really nice. I just wish, as a guy, that they would come out with certain items like that for guys. Maybe,
for sure. And they have a few things, but they could come out with all kinds of stuff for guys, even T-shirts with the right color. The problem with those kind of things is they're like shiny and not bedazzled. What's that? Sequins. A lot of that has like a sequin type feel to it.
Yeah.
And they would just use the color alone without all the sparkly stuff on it for guys to like wear T-shirts and stuff. They could make a lot more money with it.
Yeah. And maybe down the road they will. You never know. But I really wish that they would come out with a line that is geared towards men a little bit more, because you are too. I know you are. And a lot of us guys are. I'll buy that stuff. Just
me too.
Out there.
I'll wear pink and purple. I have no problem with that. I won't wear bedazzled sequins, but I'll wear.
Exactly.
I mean, some people, and it's nothing wrong if people actually do like that stuff. It's just not for me. But they could come up with a whole line of stuff for males that I like, and I would buy it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm wearing one right now. There's the Black Spire Outpost shirt. I love buying Disney stuff. It's fantastic. They don't.
Look at that pile of stuff behind me. I do too.
I know. You got tons of stuff. Exactly. I don't know if you noticed behind me, I got my thermal detonator back there.
I see it. Yep, on the shelf there.
Yeah.
Second shelf down.
We had a Sprite one, but some kid I know in my family drank it.
You got to get Mason. Walter wouldn't do that.
No, exactly. It's true. Mason, he goes in, in the rooms you have the little refrigerators. I come back because I put them in there. Well, I go in there and I lifted it up to put it, to put it in the bag. I'm like, why is this empty? He goes, well, it was in the refrigerator. I thought it was to be drank.
Just fill it back with water and put the lid back on it and stick it on the shelf.
I'm like, are you kidding me? And then dummy me never went out and got another one.
That's okay. You didn't throw that one away, did you?
No, we still got the actual.
Just fill it with water and stick it on the shelf. Sprite's clear.
So yeah, those are great. I love the thermal detonators. That was one of the things I was so excited about when we went into Galaxy's Edge. Oh my gosh! But guys, we are coming up on 8 o'clock. I know Dan's getting ready to go live over at Disney Fiasco. Be sure to check out Dan at 8 o'clock for Disney Fiasco. I think he's talking about favorite Disney doors. That's kind of
what? I'm sorry.
Doors.
Doors, like opening a door? Or
yes, like a door. Yes, it should be an interesting stream. I could be wrong. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But Disney doors, so that ought to be interesting. So check out Dan.
So I think he's changing that a little. Well, he is talking about favorite doors, but he's also doing an Arjon celebration.
Oh, good.
For after Arjon's first stream, everybody goes over to Disney Fiasco and they're going to celebrate Arjon's doing his stream. So he is talking about doors as well, though.
Gotcha. Good. And Noah says love is an open door. That's good. But be sure to check all those guys out tonight. Please do. Steve, as usual, buddy, thank you for being here. I definitely appreciate you taking your time to be a part of this. I enjoy it every Saturday, and I hope you do too, bud.
Oh, I do. It bummed me out that we couldn't do it, but I understood why we couldn't do it for the last 3 weeks. But it's great to be back and have some fun. And even if there's only one person in the chat, at least we get to talk about something we like to do. It's a little bit different than talking about the same thing all the time. So yeah, I had a blast. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. And your channel, anything coming up? Anything you want to quickly
1,000 subscriber giveaway coming up at some point in time. So look, now I'm kind of laying low with the whole content issue right now because everybody's throwing all their vlogs out from August, the trip. I'm kind of hanging low to when we need a filler for that. So my stuff is going, I'm not even editing yet. I'm just taking a break from all the rush of everything that we did. Mm-hmm. I'm just kind of relaxed. I haven't put out a video since the Star Wars Galaxies giveaway video. And before that, I think it was another 2 weeks. It's been like 4 weeks and I've only put out one video, maybe 6 weeks. So I will get there. I'm enjoying the live streams right now. Enjoy doing Saturday night, sports night, this and that, and my Monday show. And then I will get the vlogs out there. We're going to start doing some new stuff. But yeah, it's coming. Good. I'm just taking a little break, and I'll probably in the next, maybe not this coming week, but the week after, we'll start something different.
Cool. And I have actually started posting some of my content. You guys can check it out. I've posted some ride-along point of views and our one Animal Kingdom vlog day, and I also did the Savi's Workshop full experience. So check all those out. We've been posting some stuff, trying to get more content out there. Melissa and I have been less about vlogs and actual videos and more about streams. We're trying to even it out a little bit and bring out some more video content. So hopefully you guys will go out there and check those out as well. Tuesdays and Thursdays with our Mouse Madness and Disney Talk, and of course Sports Night here with Steve. But other than that, guys, thank you everybody for being here. Zip, thank you for that $4.99 super chat again earlier. Very generous, buddy. I appreciate that very much. Guys, go over to Disney Dan. Check him out and check out Arjon's at 8:30 as well. Please do that. He's such a supporter. Let's show him support back. And other than that, guys, take care of yourselves and each other. Thank you all for being here, and we'll talk to you all really soon. Bye-bye.